a racist worker at a veteran-owned bar decides to punch a black veteran. Put up the picture full mask. It's unbelievable. So Scholars and Scoundrels in Sugar Land, Texas. That's a bar and grill that prides itself on being, quote, veteran-owned with service industry prices. It's also the place where Derek Russaw II, a Black Army veteran, was sucker punched and allegedly called the N-word by a white employee. So this veteran, Mr. Russaw, was standing at the bar closing out his tab. This was about 2 a.m. on July 2nd when the attack occurred.
With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show.
Surveillance video obtained by ABC 13 shows Mr. Russaw and a large white male in a blue shirt and baseball cap casually talking among other patrons. Russaw's girlfriend, Micaela Sanchez, identified the culprit as a bar employee and alleged he addressed Mr. Russaw saying, "What's up, N-word?" Sanchez stated Mr. Russaw then admonished him to be respectful. He looked over at him and told him, "Hey man, you can't go around just saying that," respectfully. Though the footage has no audio, it shows the two men talking calmly. Russaw can be seen briefly looking down when the man punched him in the face with such force that Mr. Russaw flew back, narrowly missing a high-top table, as you can see. Sanchez told ABC 13 through tears, quote, "It makes me upset because of everything. And so it just hurts me to even watch that video. I couldn't even watch it when I first saw it." She added that Russaw served in the Army for 4 years. After the attack, he reported dizziness and like he was going to pass out, said Sanchez, noting that he sought treatment for his injuries at a local hospital. His condition is unknown. It's not an overstatement to say the punch could have been deadly. A single sucker punch might result in a brain injury that leads to fatality or permanent neurological impairment. Scholars and Scoundrels owners, Chad M. Craig and Anthony Petronelli, have decided not to comment on the incident or confirm whether the attacker is an employee. The restaurant's website describes it as, quote, locally owned and operated. According to news outlet Community Impact, co-owner Craig served time in the Navy. The Sugar Land Police Department confirmed to local news that an investigation into the attack is underway. No charges have been filed yet. However, the man who punched Mr. Russaw has since been fired, according to a report by local KRPC News. Okay. What do we have here? According to the witnesses, unprovoked racial attack inside of a pro-veterans bar where a veteran was paying his tab, called the N-word, and then sucker punched for saying you have to be respectful. Don't go around doing that. This is at a veteran bar. You know, unprovoked. It's kind of the theme today. Unprovoked racial attacks. And it's not simply permeating among the adult children, but also the children. Do you see the commonality? Do you see the connections between the increased or enhanced bullying, racial targeting inside of school systems, and then the unprovoked racial targeting inside of establishments frequented by adults? Those adults are the parents of those children, reinforcing an ideology that's adversarial to the progress of America. These individuals are of the same mindset, different ages, yes, less maturity, yes, less experience, yes, for the children, but the mindset of there's an us and there's a them. That's inferior to the superiority of white people, etc. All the garbage that people like Dr. King and others fought many years and gave the ultimate sacrifice in order to put to rest once and for all is now emerging again because they have a great champion named Donald Trump. So understand what's happening in this nation. It is not a coincidence. President Obama, 8 years of Obama did not bring you this. One term of Trump did. Has racism always been here? Of course it has, but now we see it in a different context. It's almost as if being racist is sexy to white people, publicly, out loud. There was a time they were ashamed of it. They would say, don't say that at school. Oh, don't let people know you think that way. They would reserve those conversations for their dinner tables. Now, those dinner table conversations are becoming policy and law. Florida said it was a good thing that slavery happened. That was a conversation that was had at the dinner table of bigots all over this nation. It became law in the state of Florida. All right, Sharon, thoughts here.
Yeah, so much so that people like Ben Carson and Byron Donalds actually have been indoctrinated to believe that as well. This is the systemic part. What you defined and described so eloquently is America's great systemic racism issue. That's exactly what we're talking about here. You want your country back when you stole it from somebody else. We're here to stay. It's sick, it's sad. And by the way, Doc, if I had an establishment that was honoring, really celebrating, a welcoming place for veterans, I don't know, I would be racing. I'd be calling up the media saying, I have a statement for you because I would never tolerate this here. But then I'm not a racist. I'm not a racist.
Like, why would an employee feel that empowered to do something so criminal at work?